You're not an idiot. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight's topic is, as I said in the beginning, you're not an idiot. What I mean by this is a lot of people like to make assumptions about other people. I mean, it's honestly pretty normal. So this video is just about assumptions, being seen as an idiot just because of the way you look or the way you dress, or even other reasons. And just saying, be gentle with yourself. This is your first time here. It's all of our first times here that we know of. Anyway, first topic, being seen as the idiot. My whole life in school have been seen as the idiot or the dummy, or just when you think of dumb blonde, it's basically me, except I'm not blonde. And the reason why I think that a lot of people assumed that is because I was so talkative. Like literally that was the one comment that teachers would give me on my reports at the end of the year. She talks so much. No matter who we put her next to, she's always talking. That was always like the number one thing that was written on my reports. And I think, obviously, I don't know and I can't justify everyone's actions, nor can I explain their actions, but from what I know, I think that a lot of people assumed that I was dumb because I talked all the time and I made a lot of jokes. I was a knucklehead. I didn't like being just super serious all the time. I would go to school and I wanted to talk and have fun and make the day actually something to remember that is worth my time. Also, it is totally okay to be in either lower or higher classes or even in the middle. There's nothing wrong with being average, and there's nothing wrong with being amazing and way up there, and there's nothing wrong with being in lower classes. I am a huge example of this. Obviously I can't relate to everybody, but one of my examples is when I was younger, in 6th grade specifically, I got moved out of my electives. Absolutely sucked. I hated that. But because I loved PE and I loved choir, and I got taken out of those because I had to focus on my academics. I got moved into this after school like tutor group for math because I was falling behind. And then I got moved into this extra class during the school day, that was for reading. Those of you who live in the US, I'm not sure if these tests are taken in any other country, but those of you who live in the US have taken the STAR exam, or at least I'm assuming. So obviously I did really poorly on those exams in middle school. I remember I never cared about reading. I never wanted to pick up a book. Even when I had reading logs that we had to have a signature in, I would always just fake my parents' signature and that was it. Don't recommend, by the way, but I did. Anyway, to cut the story off, basically I was put into some other classes to help me be better, and then by my senior year, actually all of high school, it was in AP classes and I was in higher courses. So that's just an example of, when I was younger I didn't get very good test scores, but as I got older I got really good test scores because I've always cared about my academics and I always hated failure. It's pretty cool actually, because now that I'm graduated and now I'm in college, I passed 3 of my AP exams and I've only taken 3 in my life, so that's good. Guys, I'm just using my own self as an example for you guys that anything really is possible, and it's just crazy that people assume that you're dumb just because you talk a lot. In high school, I had 3 serious relationships, but I also had a few situationships, where they got to like the hand-holding point. So I think a lot of people just assumed that I was, I'm not going to use the word, but I'm sure you can figure it out. And a lot of people just assumed that I had been doing it with everybody when I actually have only done that with one person. So I think that's another reason why people thought I was dumb. And then also, I liked to dress up. I love dressing up. I love looking cute. I don't love wearing just like, no offense if you like more basic clothing, because basic clothing is sometimes more comfortable and sometimes it's just easy and it's just, yeah, let's go. And I'm not saying that I don't wear it, but I prefer to put in a lot more effort with my outfits. So I think those were just the main reasons why people just assumed that I was dumb, was because I cared about how I dressed and cared about how I looked. I had I don't know the word, public relationships, I guess. And finally, I just talk a lot. I talk all the damn time. Back to the whole assumptions thing. People will make assumptions their whole life, and it's very normal for people to make assumptions. You're gonna walk by people every day for the rest of your life, unless you're at home, but you're gonna walk by people and make an assumption just off of how they look, what they said, what they do, their mannerisms, anything. You can make any sort of assumption that you want to, but it's important to not be like, oh my god, like they look like that or they do that, when you don't even know anything about them. You don't know everybody, and yeah, that assumption might be true for certain people, and yeah, it's a stereotype, so of course like more people are gonna agree with it or think that, but it's just important to not sit here and be like, oh I bet you're that, oh I bet you're that, or I bet you do that, when you don't even know. Every single friend that I have ever made in high school has said that they thought I was mean. And I think that's crazy because I am so friendly to literally everybody, whether I'm working with you, whether you're a coworker, friend, family, not a friend, whether you're an acquaintance, no matter what. If you're just a random person I saw on the street, I will smile at you. I'm not a mean person whatsoever, but I also have an RBF, which is this, because I don't think I can say that. But yeah. I think that I tend to look mean, and I don't even mean to, and so I think a lot of people just assume that I'm mean, but I'm grateful that they didn't stick with that assumption, because if they stuck with that assumption, I would not have a lot of the friends that I have today. You're not as dumb as people may think you are. It doesn't matter where you start, it just matters where you finish. A. B. Don't make assumptions about people that you vocalize. You don't know what other people could be going through. You might be like, oh my god, what's wrong with her hair or her outfit or anything? And you don't know what they're going through. Maybe they don't have enough money to afford a new outfit. Maybe they can't afford new clothes. Maybe it's laundry day and they just don't have any clean clothes, so they had to throw that on real quick, or they woke up late, or, you know, just there's many possibilities. Also, that laundry day thing reference was from Gilmore Girls, if you've seen it. Anyway, it's the first episode. Anyway, please love yourself and be a good human to yourself and others. It's not very hard, and some days are really bad, and that's okay. You're allowed to have bad days. You're allowed to be upset, sad, angry, happy, whatever it is that you feel. You're allowed to feel your emotions, but there's an extent to that. If you know that you have an attitude problem, or you know that you can get really angry, or you know that you can say things that you don't mean, calm down before actually going to talk to somebody about something. And that's another thing, is that I wish that more people would just vocalize their problems, like talk to people. I mean, vocalize their problems might not have been the right phrase, but just talk to people that they have a problem with. Honestly, for me, I've always said this, if someone does not like me, then I would like them to come up to me and tell me why, and I'll listen to you. I don't care. You can tell me why you don't like me if it's reasonable. I mean, some people like might just say something just to be mean, but genuinely, if you don't like me, you don't like me, and that's okay. Not everyone's gonna like everybody, and I can be as nice as I want and can possibly be, and someone's still not gonna like me. It's like, I have been disliked by so many people in my life that being disliked now doesn't really affect me. Like, if you want to be mean to me, I don't have time for you. You don't matter in my life if you're gonna be mean. And I just don't have time for hate and hatred from other people, and neither should you. Yeah, anyway, I just like grew up feeling very dumb because of things that people would say, because of things that people would do. Honestly, my senior year, I actually got a lot of references from, well, not like references, but like, you know what I mean, from this dude, and he made so many jokes and comments to me suggesting that I can't even say that, it's actually really bad, but basically just suggesting that I'm dumb and that I have been with a lot of people, not just dating, if you know what I mean. I actually had friends do this, and it pisses me off so bad, but it's when you have something great that you did. So I took my AP exams, like I told you, and so did so many other kids. So many other kids enrolled in the exams, went to the place, did blah, 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 you know? But I had a friend who said, well, I could have done just as good. I just didn't even try. And I'm like, shut up, genuinely. Like, yeah, you could have done just as good if you studied and cared. Cool. Like, you didn't. To me, that's putting down someone's win to be like, oh, well, I could have done that. Like, haha, like I'm just as good as you or better, because I could have done that too. Like, yeah, you could have. I would have been proud of you if you did it. Like, amazing. But to sit here, when I'm coming to you, talking to you about something that I did that was amazing, that I was proud of, and you say, I could have done that too. Okay, do you want a cookie? When I would go to work, I wore pretty, like I wore my jewelry and I did my makeup all fun. I remember I used to do like crazy eyeshadow looks just for work because I had to stay in my uniform all day, so might as well add some Abby spice to it, and as much as I could, you know, without like breaking the rules. And I remember so many people were so mean to me. It was crazy seeing my other coworkers, like even other girl coworkers that I had, and they didn't like do anything fun. They just like were them in their uniform, simple, basic, you know? And seeing them, like they didn't get nearly as much ridicule as I did. And for what? Because I care about my appearance and how I'm perceived? If you're not giving me a job, or you're not my parents, or you're not a professor, teacher, anyone like that, I don't really care what you think of me. Here's the thing, you're gonna meet people that like you and you're gonna meet people that hate you for literally no reason at all, or even that maybe there is a reason, I don't know. But either way, it's not your job to change how they see you. People will see you in any way that they choose fit, or how they just like look at you and be like, oh, you know, people are going to develop their own opinions on you, and it's not your job to shape them. It's not your job to take a chisel onto the rock and shape it into a statue, okay? In their perspective, you are a statue, you're a goddess, okay? Act like it. Between competent and narcissist. You don't just earn my respect because of your title or your age. That being said, I'm very nice to everybody, like I said earlier. I don't care your age, your gender, your race, your religion, anything. It does not matter to me. You are a human, and I will be nice to you no matter what. If you're nice to me, I'm nice to you. Period. Flat out. And until it reaches a certain point, I will still be nice. It takes a lot for me to just be like, oh, okay, so we're gonna do this now. I'm not gonna just be mean to you because you make one rude comment to me. It's gonna take a lot of pushing before I'm just like, I can wear a ball gown while still having all straight A's and 100% test scores. Now, I'm not saying I got 100% on every test because that's not true, but it's just to say you can still look beautiful and care about what you put on your back without being dumb. It's basically like I felt like Elle Woods because like I was smart, but I think that a lot of people just didn't realize it or care to realize it. Anyway, I tried to do the outro like a minute ago. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great night, great evening, great morning, whatever, and I'll see y'all next time. And I hope that you guys took something from this. Like, something good, please. Anyway, what was that smile? Anyway, I love you guys. What is... Okay, good night. I love you. Bye.